Hey, what is going on, everyone? I hope you're having an awesome day. But today I thought I'd talk about something that I have actually started working on very vigorously these past 3 weeks of training. And it's something I've really wanted to improve for years now. And it's not even something that would just improve my running or biking or swimming or anything really. It's just something I think would improve quality of life in general. And that is my posture. So as you can see, I really don't have the best posture. You can see my back is pretty hunched. You know, this is me standing casually. I can stretch it out, but it does require a lot of effort. But I have been working closely with a personal physical therapist to help strengthen my muscles and improve my posture in general, which I think is not just going to be great for all the sports and athletics I do, but also just my life in general and my health for the future. But today I thought I'd actually go through all the exercises and strengthening I'm doing. So if you have back issues, poor posture, serious kyphosis in your upper back, maybe you can do some of these exercises and they may help. I do want to preface this all saying I am not a professional. I did get all of these exercises and everything from a professional, but if you are having back issues or back pain, I highly recommend you go see a professional, whether it's a physical therapist or a chiropractor, to work with so that you can strengthen your back and improve your posture and quality of life as well. But with all that said, let's get into it. Really quick, before we jump into the video, I would really appreciate it if you could hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to this channel. This channel's been growing a lot lately and I've really appreciated it. It's been so much fun. I really enjoy making these videos. So if you want to see more, hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe, and thanks. With all that said, let's get into the video. Alright, so with my personal physical therapist, I have been working and they have given me 5 main exercises that I should be doing daily to improve my posture and help strengthen the muscles needed to improve that posture. 2 of those exercises require nothing at all. You can do it on the floor or on the wall at home, no need for any equipment. 3 of those exercises do require this elastic band. I was fortunate enough that the physical therapist gave me this elastic band. You can get them pretty cheap online, they're not too expensive. But before I dive into what those 5 exercises are, there's actually one very important thing that my physical therapist had me actually practice for a whole week prior to introducing exercises in that. And that is what they called thoracic extension. So what they had me do is stand up straight and try to extend my back. So when I did that, you know, my back looks straighter and everything, but what they pointed out to me is that I was using my shoulder blades to pull my shoulder blades back, and I was also utilizing my lower back a lot more. So there was stress in the upper back where it's weak, but there was also stress in the lower back. And so what they had me do is put my hands against the sides of my core and pretend to cough, right? And what that did is it would help me engage my core, specifically my obliques right here. And as I engaged my core, what they then had me do is, without trying to use my shoulders and shoulder blades, to extend the upper part of my spine while keeping my core engaged. And you can see, you know, here's when it's not. And then here we go now. You can see there is a slight difference. It's not huge, but it is. And that I'm not using my shoulder blades here, right? If I use my shoulder blades, it goes like that, my shoulders go back. But I'm not using my shoulder blades because, as they explained to me, this is meant to be comfortable and not strenuous. So the big part was actually working on that. So for a week, I would do that 2-3 times a day, where I would just sit down, focus on engaging my core, doing my thoracic extension, without trying to engage the other muscles, and just straighten my spine by doing that. And the reason they explained to me why they were having me do that is that you want to have the muscles to be able to work independently. And I'm gonna explain a bit more about that later with some of the exercises. But having the muscles where they can only work in tandem, right? If I were to pull my shoulder blades back, but I couldn't pull one shoulder blade at a time, right? I can only flex them together. That would be bad. There would be some imbalance there. So this was to teach my body to kind of work independent from my shoulder blades before activating those muscles. After I was practicing that for about a week, I got into 5 main exercises. So I'm gonna start with the 2 exercises that require no equipment whatsoever, and then we'll do the 3 exercises that require the exercise band. All right, so this first exercise here is known as a shoulder spreader. If you're familiar with yoga, it might look familiar to you, but what you're basically doing is you're just gonna lay down on the floor with your arms spread out wide. And before you do anything, make sure you're nice and relaxed. And then you'll bring, if you wanna work on your right side, you'll bring your left leg over to the other side. And what this kind of does is it will not only stretch out your front pec and shoulder, but once you're in that position, you'll try to flex your right shoulder blade. And while doing this, what this does is not only is it lengthening and helping stretch out the muscles on the front side, which are pulling your shoulders forward, you're strengthening those muscles in the back, which in turn helps pull your shoulders and keep them back and your spine more straight. Specifically, this is working mostly the mid-track. For the shoulder openers, I typically do this as just sort of one long drawn out set. Usually I'll do 60 to 90 seconds for both sides, and that'll just be about it. It works as a really nice stretch in the front, and it also, again, helps strengthen the back. So this exercise is called wall angels, and as you can see, you just kind of lay against a flat wall, standing up, and you put your elbows against the wall, and you try and get your wrists as close to the wall as possible, and then kind of like you're doing a overhead press at the gym, you're just gonna move your arms up and down. As you can see, right, my back muscles, my traps are very weak, so I'm not particularly good at this exercise. But something to be careful about is arching your lower back. I'm trying to point out, you can see my back arches when I'm against the wall, which isn't terrible, but it actually takes away from the exercise and you're not getting the most benefits you can. So what you can do instead to prevent your back from arching is if you go down to on the ground floor and you sit on the floor, bring your heels close to your butt, as I'm doing here. Same sort of thing, elbows against the wall, try and get your wrists as close as possible, and then arms going up and down like an overhead press. The way I'm sitting prevents my back from arching, so it helps isolate the muscles more, and I get a better workout this way. For the wall angels, I do 3 sets of these, 30 seconds each of just going up and down. I'm not counting, I'm just going for time here. So this next workout is a T extension, which works on your mid traps. And as you can see, you just have to take the elastic band, wrap it around a fixture that's around eye level, and you just pull your arm back and hold it in that position. When you're doing this, the idea is to try and isolate each trap, your right and your left. So you can see I'm not great at it when I first do it, but my one trap relaxes while the other one is engaged. And you want to keep the one side engaged, and this was what I was talking about, where you're isolating the muscles, you're getting more out of it, and you're not creating a codependence of your muscles. Now, this exercise I do 3 times with 30 seconds each on both arms. So this next exercise is just a variation of the T extension. It's called a Y extension, and it's that because you're bringing your arm up now in a Y position, and this helps work your lower traps more, where the T is focused more on the mid traps. Same idea where you want to isolate the muscle for each side, the left and the right. You can see I have the same sort of issue where both sides engage at first, but then the other side tends to relax. And again, I do this exercise 30 seconds each side, 3 times each for both arms. All right, and the last exercise here is called the rhomboidal wall. Very simple, and it's very similar to the first exercise we did, where you're going to get a stretch in your chest and shoulder, but you're also going to be strengthening your rhomboids in your back. So as you can see, I have my arm against the wall, flat against the wall, and I'm facing perpendicular, so I'm trying to get a right angle between my chest and shoulder. And then what I'm doing is I'm now trying to flex my back and shoulder blade. Again, just doing it on one side, trying to keep the other side relaxed. And the nice thing about this exercise is not only you're getting a really good stretch in your chest, but you can bring your arm up to a variety of angles. You can go from 0 degrees to 45 degrees, all the way up to even 90 degrees if you can do it. where you can get a really good stretch around and really open up the shoulder, and it also helps strengthen the entirety of your back and that shoulder blade from the upper to the lower parts. And again, I do this on both sides, and I do each side 3 times, 30 seconds each rep, so 3 by 30 for both sides, both arms. So that about does it. Those are my 5 main exercises that I've been doing to attempt to improve my posture and help strengthen my back. It's been only about 3 weeks now of it, but I'm also already feeling the results. I'm generally feeling stronger, having less back pain. However, as I showed at the beginning, right, my casual standing still is not perfect. I still have that arch in my back, but my PT assures me it's a very long and strenuous journey in fixing that issue, because it's been an issue for years now, and it's going to take months of consistent hard work and effort to actually get a solid and significant improvement and help fix my back. But I thought I would just share these exercises with you, whether you're someone who struggles with this or wants to improve their posture or just maintain it, and throw these exercises in as you see fit. But thanks for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this, and I'll see you all next time.